So now I gotta choose my small forward. I was going to choose Scotty as my small forward, but I thought he'll be around. I didn't think anybody would make a terrible pick and pick a Scottie Pippen with their selection, and somebody did. So Scotty is gone.
Wow. Okay.
Scotty
I
is
think
gone.
everything I just said.
So I don't know. This is maybe up for debate, and more than likely is. And I want to hear what you guys think. Who I could have chosen in the small forward position. Okay, I want to hear what you guys think, and I know I might get not laughed at, but like ridiculed. But this is who I'm taking. I'm taking from the Phoenix Suns. You guys know who it is?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Shawn Marion.
Shawn Marion.
Yo, honestly, I heard you a fantasy darling, man.
He was actually on my board. I had him on my board.
He's not bad.
He could shoot the three ball. Like I don't know his career stats, but this is what I remember. He guarded everybody. He shot the three ball. He was great on defense and steals.
He rebounded.
Rebounds. When he was playing with Nash, he was catching loops like one per quarter. Like he was doing everything.
Loops or lobs?
Lobs, whatever you want to call it. Okay, lobs. We want to lobs. But the point is that the baskets came easy for him when he was playing with Nash during that time frame, and he was filling the stat boxes consistently every night for a few years. You know, towards the end of his career, we're not going to talk about that his stint with the Raptors, but during his Phoenix time, pardon me. We can. But he's the best small forward out available in my eyes. And if you guys think there's somebody better, I'd like to know because I don't know who's better right now. And that's why again,
I'll tell you one that
who do you have?
That I don't think any of you guys would have thought about, but we'll wait to the end.
Okay, but anyhow, before doing this fantasy draft, I did not realize how thin the small forward position is. I can't believe it. Durant, LeBron,
and Bird.
That's it. That is it. You would think small forward would be like the most textbook position to be an all-star in, like who could do it all: dribble, shoot the ball, shoot the three, play D. But there isn't any after Bird. Those three.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Wait, which three? Which three did you say?
Bird, LeBron, and Durant are the best three small forwards ever in the NBA.
And Dr. J.
And Dr. J. Sorry. You know what? Yeah. Top four, Dr. J. But I had thought there would be like, you see how we have a lot of centers, a lot of power forwards, a lot of guards. For some reason, I came into this thinking there's going to be a lot of small forwards I could choose from as well. And there weren't. I like Scotty, but Scotty is not as good as these other like Moses Malone and like all these guys that were picked, you know, like fifth, sixth centers.
I'll tell you what, the Moses Malone pick is, I think that's like my favorite pick of this draft, actually, man. That wasn't because honestly, I forgot about him, man. Like,
yeah,
I forgot about him.
I didn't know.
That's an awesome
I didn't
pick.
forget. Like, I won't even lie to you. Like, I knew he was dominant, but I didn't know he was that dominant, right?
Mm-hmm. No, anyhow, absolutely.
You know what? I didn't even peep game because I thought he was before the 80s.
Me too, for a little bit there. Me too.
He was in the 80s. He did early 80s. He did his most damage, man.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah,
I did not know either.
Hey, I don't blame you. Like I said, I didn't even have him on my list. I totally forgot about him. Totally forgot. Who's your pick, Anthony? Your final pick of the draft?
So you guys were talking about small forwards. I don't know what you guys would consider this player I'm about to actually pick up. Whether he's shooting guard or small forward, I got George Gervin.
Wow, that was who I had in my mind. I'm surprised.
Let me
well done, Anthony.
Thank you.
Well done. And it's funny because you look at his career. His career started in the 70s, but if you look at the numbers that he did from 1980 onwards, 80 to 85, they were strong.
Started working. Yeah, he started
working.
Good job, Anthony.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I saw him, but I didn't think I thought there was other people with better stats out there. I thought
he was a dog, boy.
Whoa, his stats are nice.
He was a dog.
Remember, this pick is based on just having a solid team that can just fill up the numbers for me.
Honestly, I didn't think anyone was gonna pick him. That's why I was gonna have picked up as my last pick. I didn't think anyone was gonna pick him.
You know what?
You know what? If
Ray Allen gets
he's a small forward.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a small. Well, it's a small forward shooting guard. I look at his size. I think he's more of a small forward. You guys tell me. I don't think it really matters. It doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
Anyways, he has all the
It's
positions.
a flex spot, so it don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
True. But how tall is he anyhow?
6'6", 6'7".
No, 6'7", they said.
Yeah, about 6'6", 6'7".
Let me take a look here.
2 guard, man. Yeah, 2 guard.
Wow.
So is he more of a 2 or a 3?
More of a 2.
He's more of a 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say more of a
He's
2.
more of a 2. No, that's a great pick, actually, Anthony. That's a great pick. But that's the beauty of doing it in the last 40 years, right? Because some of these guys in the early 80s, the early part of those 40 years, did a lot of damage, man. You know, and we all forget about it, and especially anybody under 25. You know, it just gets to.
Yo, there's people under 35 that wouldn't get that.
No, for real, really.
Trust me.
So there's a few guys because of injury. I would have loved to pick them, but because of injury, they just didn't play long enough for me. Shout out to Bernard King. Shout out to Penny Hardaway.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Grant Hill.
Yeah.
I flirted with actually picking Grant Hill, but it's like he played 19 years, and 6 years he was great, and all the other years was too matched up. But
would you give a shout out to Tracy McGrady too?
No, because I think you played, because I think you played long enough. I think you played long enough.
I had him on my list, but I was like, the injuries. But yeah, he did play long enough.
He played long enough, But the guy I'm gonna go with actually to round off my flex pick, I'm gonna go with Isaiah Thomas. The real Isaiah Thomas, not IT, Isaiah Thomas. let me just clarify. But I mean, you're looking at the stats here. I mean, he 19 a game for his career, gave you over 9 assists.
Yeah.
Shot well, 2 steals.
Yep.
Very efficient. I mean, 3-pointers, he wasn't the greatest. It was like, 30%, 29%, I think, to be precise. But
yeah, that was gonna be my other last pick if Julius if Anthony didn't pick what he picks. So damn. Now I'm fishing.
yeah, but Isaiah Thomas is my guy, and I think he's like the second or third best point guard ever. So
He fits your squad too. He fits your squad
Yeah.
perfectly. And him and Magic are back together.
yeah, double kisses on the cheek. But what a hell of a backup, though.
Yeah.
What a hell of a backup guard. All right, so Randall, you got 2 picks left in the whole draft. Who's your flex guy? Who's your last guy?
You know what? There's 2 guys I have in mind, but I'm gonna go new school. And looking at his stats, they're pretty impressive all around. I'm going with Giannis.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot about Giannis though,
Yeah, Giannis, over 20 points a game, almost 9 rebounds a game, over four assists a game, which is impressive. Over 1.2 steals per game and 1.3 blocks per game. And over a 3 per game. So, rounds off my roster, adds a little bit of everything.
2-time MVP.
Be competitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those guys. If he has a good 3, like there's sometimes he just has that good 3 shooting night. Hey,
Giannis?
Yeah, don't talk about his 3 points.
No, yeah, just stop right there. You're going very well up until that point.
His 3-point percentage is not the greatest. I have him in one of my keeper leagues. He doesn't kill me. He never kills me on my 3s.
Until they shut that middle down, though. Until they shut the middle down, though.
Yeah, true. But that's more playoff time, right? But I'm saying, like, for fantasy relevance,
Right.
like, hey,
He's incredible for fantasy.
He's getting better.
I've never had any
He's shooting
issues with him. Like, he carries my fantasy teams in my keeper league. So,
No,
That's
Giannis
a good pick, and he played long enough.
yep.
He played long enough.
It's funny that we're looking at him in this kind of as a career,
Already.
not Hall of Famer, but like at this level already.
But I think you kind of have to. When somebody wins back-to-back MVPs, I mean, I know he just did it the last 2 years, but
Yeah.
you got to kind of look at him in that way. I mean,
You do. No, I
do.
What position is he?
Giannis, that's a good one.
Well, he's a flex in this thing, right?
It says forward here. I
But I think he's definitely a power forward. I would say.
power forward. Yeah.
What are you trying to say, Anthony? He's a shooting guard, right?
I'm not-
So I mean,
I'm not-
he's a small forward. I mean,
he can't be no damn shooting guard because he can't shoot.
I mean small forward. I mean small forward.
Small forward. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's attacking. I mean, power forward traditionally does not
Say
play.
he's a center.
No, he definitely ain't no center.
No,
But
he don't play.
traditionally,
Who
That's
do
what I'm saying,
you
traditionally-
think he is? Who do you think he is?
I will see. I will give him the small forward position only because of how he plays. A small forward is looked at as a slasher. Power forward, not so much. But I'm going based off of traditional, and that's why I say, and that's why the argument is so crazy in terms of position. Now this generation, this era, it's man, you can play any position because basically, I mean, you end up anywhere on the floor. If you're in the right position at the right time, your job is to attack and eat. So in the generations from before, now it's set up to be, if you're a power forward, you better not be beyond that 3-point line.
Yeah.
You better be inside. So
You were boxed
it's-
into that position, basically.
Absolutely.
right. So it's kind of hard to say what position is what, because at the same time now, because he can't shoot, you could kind of give him the power forward position because a lot of his points are coming within the paint.
Yeah.
It's just how he gets there. He's not backing you down.
Right.
I should say. He's basically coming off transition, his long strides, you're not keeping up with it, and he's going to find his way, hit you with a 1-2 Euro step, and just crush it with a left hand because he's just so long. You can't stop him. Like
And
unless you slow him down from half court, which a lot of people don't want to do, even when it comes to LeBron. For some reason, nobody wants to pick him up half court or full court, let alone half court. This guy steamrolls through you. He's too big. No one wants to sacrifice their body, except for someone like, let's say, Kyle Lowry. I know you like that.
I like that. I like great call on that one, man. He's not afraid.
But you know
man.
what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't want to sacrifice their body in front of these guys because they're monsters. So
Well, you know what? You make a very good point. It also, it's hard to box these guys into a specific position in today's era, and but whereas he would have been a power forward for sure in like the 80s and 90s just because of his height alone.
Right.
Yeah.
But now with this new
He
era,
might
ball,
be a center. He might even
yeah, he's 6'10", right? For sure,
7
right?
feet.
7 feet. That's I was gonna say, or taller. So in this era, we have 7-footers doing Euro steps, dribbling end to end, right? A Durant. So that's why these guys are so hard to say you're this, that, you're just that. Whereas in the 80s, you were 7 feet, you did not even dare to put the ball on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, he's definitely. If I had to pick, he's definitely a power.
It's a good. No, it's a good pick.
Great pick, yeah. Great
Those
pick.
Euro step dunks to me, it gets me
Oh.
every time. Man.
With those strides too, right? Like that's another thing about
time.
this era ball. The Euro step to me is almost like a travel, like not in the terms of the number of steps, because it's not 3 steps. It's like they're like mini hopping. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I look. That's
It's
why
legal. It's legal though.
No, it's legal, but they're like you're doing mini jumps. Anyhow, this is another argument. I was like, especially with those long strides, like Giannis, he can do Euro steps from the top, but like almost from the top of the key, almost.
Yo, there's times on the fast break. There's
He's jumping one leg high.
There's
You're
times.
literally jumping.
No, but there's times on the fast break where like if he's on the right break, he's catching one dribble.
Mhm.
I've seen him go from half court, and dunking it with one dribble, and I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. That's an amazing pick. All right, Headley, you got the last pick. I see you there scrambling.
Yeah, man. Go let me see it. Go let me see the board again.
Let me see who's gonna pick after
doing some work in
Westbrook
the
and Pippen.
This guy's head's been off the screen for the last 5 minutes. He's just head
No,
down.
because everybody's catching my last ones.
that AD pick hurt you, man.
No, 80 is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with AD. Trust me. You know what got me was your pick, Calvin's pick, even the Giannis pick, man. Because I was like, he's kind of early in his career, but yeah, those three picks right there really came back, because those were the Sean Marion one. I wasn't even worried about that. But those other picks got me in this last round. So now I'm at a situation. I'm looking at my team. is it a question where I just try to look for the best player out there, and do I concede on some categories where possibly I won't be able to catch back up? So that's where I'm at right now.
You need some assists. Like you only got Westbrook.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But I might just concede.
Well, and
You know what I
Bird,
mean? Like,
because Bird gave you like 6 to 7 assists.
yo, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, yo,
Alright.
I got Westbrook who gets me double digit assists, but trust me, between Bird averaged over 6. Pippen got me about 6 too. So I got other guys that can fill it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but not in comparison to our squads. I'm saying you're not winning. Okay,
I'm maybe not winning it, but I can win overall. I'm not going to go. What I'm going to do? Get a Mark Jackson just so I want to get assists? I'm not going to do that necessarily.
Okay.
And tell you too, there's nobody. I'm trying to think. Who can I get that will get me assists, but not exactly kill me in other places? Who should I get, Avery?
Avery might be able to make a better pick.
Who?
She's like, Patrick Ewing is Jamaican. Jamaican, go with Patrick Ewing.
I'm just checking this one guy, and I think I might just go with him.
Pull it.
Huh?
Pull the trigger. Pull it.
Yeah, just say it.
And
man.
to tell you
At
the
this
truth,
point,
his numbers are not. His assist numbers are pretty good. They're up there.
Oh, we're
His
gonna
best
judge you.
years,
We're gonna judge
getting
you.
me about. He's actually getting me about 7. Wait, is this right?
Yeah, we're gonna judge you. We're judging you.
No, he's getting me about 7.5 in his best career. He's getting me 7 a game. I'm going with Dwayne Wade.
You know what? I was gonna pick him over Giannis, but then I said nah.
I'm going with Dwayne Wade with my last pick.
That's funny you picked him. I was looking at him.
Yo, his you know what? He's pretty, like, his assist numbers were better than I expected, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, no, they're actually not that bad.
It's
I
actually
don't
pretty
think it's
good.
7 though. I don't think he's at 7. I gotta double check.
No, well, his
No.
career best was 7.5.
No. He's at like 4.5.
Yeah, before his career, he's like at
That's for his
4.
career. I'm talking about
5 years.
He's actually at about 5.
I'm talking about his top 5 years. He's had a couple seasons where he's got 7.5 assists a game. His top 5 years, he's giving you 7 assists. So either way, I'm ending it with Dwayne.
No, it's good.
That's my last pick.
Yeah, I actually flirted with picking.
Yeah.
I actually flirted with picking him too. So let's take a last look at the rosters here, really quickly. Hold on a second. So to go with Julian, round 1, he took Michael Jordan. His point guard, Steph Curry, Dirk Nowitzki, Moses Malone, James Harden was his flex, Kevin Garnett was his flex, and Sean Marion was his starting small forward who would get dusted by every one of our small forwards on this list.
Agreed.
Okay.
No, agreed.
Hey, can we talk about? You remember you talked about some picks that was outside of your top 7. I'm just curious. Well, we can do it after we go through everybody's top 7. But I'm curious about who was on people's bubbles.
Okay, so we'll get to Anthony in a second just to wrap up.
All right.
So I'll just read over Anthony's real quick. He's got Bron with the small forward, David Robinson, again underrated in history. Charles Barkley, kind of underrated in history at this point. Well, not really. John Stockton, which is a solid pick. Reggie Miller, and then Jason Kidd and George Gervin was his flex. Yeah, there's some old school cast that will be watching this is gonna like you. They have an old soul and shit. So my guys is Magic, KD, Karl Malone, Shaq, Monster Shaq, Clyde Drexler. I took a chance with Neek. Admittedly, I took a chance with Neek, and then Isaiah Thomas as my other flex. Randall's goes with arguably the greatest center of all time in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's definitely the last 40 years. Kobe Bryant, rest his soul. Tim Duncan, Dr. J, who's starting to get underrated almost. Chris Paul, which is a solid pick. Steve Nash and Giannis. Your team is actually pretty solid, especially that Giannis one. Can't lie.
What there, buddy?
And then Headley wraps it up with Larry Bird, Anthony Davis, Hakeem Olajuwon, Russell Westbrook, which had me walking off the screen.
Fantasy.
I know. Ray Allen, Scottie Pippen. You know, he might walk out if he doesn't get the last shot. And and Dwayne Wade to wrap up the draft. So it's a good solid. I think there's got to be a way we can get this on simulator and see who wins this. I'm gonna try to figure.
Make sure you put the best 5 years.
Yeah, but there's got to be a way that's got to get done. I gotta look into that. All my techie guys, whoever's watching this, hit me up because I want to see how that can be done. There's got to be a way that can be done. Yeah. So to wrap up, who was your bubble selections? You can throw your names out there because my guy. Well, I should say my guy, but I'm kind of surprised AI wasn't chosen.
Yeah,
Yeah, flirted with him too, but
I thought about him also.
yeah. AI and Kawhi.
Kawhi, yep. T-Mac was for
Kawhi's
me.
numbers are
Yeah, T-Mac was another one too.
Kawhi's not really too crazy when it comes to number wise in terms of like now single season. For me, I'm looking more so at the career. His numbers ain't that crazy.
Yeah,
Not that crazy
because
at
the
all.
first few years in San
Almost
Antonio kind of
19,
suppressed it though.
6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1.5 threes per game. Field goal percentage is at almost 50.
Like if we're talking,
Stats.
if we're talking about for the 40 years, I would feel he was more of a slot than a go-to guy that would lead the
He's a fringe player, right?
Yeah.
Like a flex.
Yeah, and then his injuries too. That kind of limited him.
Yeah,
But
in
I
his
think-
last 2-3 years, yeah.
But I think bigger than his injuries, I think the first 2 or 3 years in San Antonio where he wasn't like the guy, you know what I mean? It kind of suppressed the numbers a little bit with him too.
Yes.
I think the back half of his prime and like the later parts of his career is where that's going to get boosted.
I had Buck Williams.
Okay. Oh, you did, eh?
Yeah,
Is his numbers that good?
Yeah, Buck Williams.
they're
is good.
pretty solid.
Really? No, I love Buck. Yep. Wow.
Terry Cummings,
Terry Cummings is another good
yeah.
one too.
Patrick
Very
Ewing.
Yeah, I had Patrick Williams.
Yeah, Patrick Ewing of mine.
I had Mitch Richmond, but I was like, I don't know if I should even make that pick or not.
I had Chris Mullin.
So did I.
Okay.
I had Chris Mullins.
I was looking at Mookie Blaylock.
Mookie was there too?
Yeah,
Wow. Like I love Mookie too, but I didn't know his numbers were that good.
but his numbers are again. It wasn't crazy. It was more so I was looking at spots to slide in.
Got you.
It-
There's
it's-
a lot of good point guards, man.
no, there is because look, Gary Payton's another bubble one too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Gary Payton.
That was the one I was kind of flirting with.
I was looking at Gary Payton too.
I was gonna throw a wild card, like if the way it was if I was drafted, if I couldn't get any rebounds, if I was really lacking rebounds,
Rodman.
I was gonna go for Rodman or
Yeah.
Mutombo or even Ben Wallace, but more so Rodman though. More so Rodman. I would have
Yeah,
definitely thrown out everything else out the window and just you're getting like 15. His rebounding numbers was friggin' insane. At something like his peak of his career. I remember some games the guy would give you like 30 boards. Like makes no sense.
I even considered Hershey Hopkins.
I'm not familiar with his.
Hershey Hawkins. Hershey Hawkins.
What about Artis Gilmore?
No, I didn't have artists. I flirted with Kevin McHale too. Kevin McHale's another one that's on the bubble.
I was about to say Kevin McHale was on mine also. The only one that you guys haven't mentioned was Agent Dantley was on mine as well too.
Ooh.
No, he was on there. Sorry, I skipped him.
You had Agent Dantley too?
I had Danley. I actually had him under George Gervin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Agent Dantley. You look at his. He averaged like over 30 for like 3-4 seasons in a row or something like that. Like,
Yo, would you pick Artis Gilmore's stats though? He had almost 19 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, 2.3 block shots per game. No, 2.4 block shots per game, and 2.3 assists per game. That's not bad for a career.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
who was this?
Listen to his stats: 24 points per game, 4.2 rebounds per game, 6.5 assists per game, and 2.9 threes per game.
That's a very good one, man. Honestly, I should have
even
thought
think
about
about
him.
him.
I didn't even think.
I didn't think about him. That's a very good. Those are some very good numbers.
There's one guy there's one person y'all mentioned, but no one picked him though.
Who's that?
Chris Webber. He's got some pretty solid.
Yeah, he got some solid stats.
Yeah, he
He
does.
does.
Honestly, I thought June was going to take him before. Then he said he went with KD. With KG, I mean, I thought he was going to go with. I thought he was going to go with Webber.
He was on my list actually, Weber. Like probably the last power forward I would have taken, but if I had to go down to it, but
Yeah, but I think there's a lot more. Like, I think the power fours that most of us took were better than him.
yeah, no, they were.
Oh yeah.
They were. They
Yeah.
were. For sure. And then what do you guys think of Yao?
Yao Ming.
No, he's not going to be on this list.
No, eh?
Did he even play 5 years? No, for real. I think his
was hurt so much.
Cut it short for him.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all wouldn't
Yeah,
make this.
Yeah, but he did play 5 years. I'm pretty sure he did. But
Shaq said he's the strongest guy he ever played against.
Yeah. But it's
He said
funny.
that.
'cause
He said he's the strongest.
he was
yeah, he
huge,
just
man.
said that.
You couldn't move him. You couldn't move him. You know who I thought was pretty good too. I don't know how. I'm not checking the stats fantasy wise, but just with an '80s player with big men, because he used to do 20 and 10 a lot of times too. Was Brad Daugherty.
Oh yeah, okay.
Brad Daugherty was another guy that gave you like solid stats.
Yeah, he wasn't making this list though.
Yeah, no, but like that's another one too. That's actually pretty good.
What about Anton Jameson?
Anton Jameson?
Yeah.
Wow, as a
Look
guess
at his
it's a
numbers,
flex.
man. Look at his
Really?
numbers, man.
Well,
Really?
if you're going to say that, then you might as well say Glenn Robinson too.
Big dog. I
Big
don't
Dog
know.
had some
great-
numbers.
That was my guy at Purdue though. I ain't gonna front.
Anton Jameson put up better numbers than Glenn Robinson, though.
Really? Eh?
Yeah.
It's crazy because you tend to
wouldn't think
forget it
so.
so
You wouldn't think
you
so.
forget so fast. Like I know he had like one or two or two. Like, yeah, he had a solid career, but I didn't think he would be in discussion for like
He put up 18 and a half points, 7.5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 45% from field goal, 34% from 3-point field goal. Free throws are horrible at 72%, but he gave you one steal per game, blocks just at 0.4, and only 1.6 turnovers.
he
I'm
definitely
curious.
had a solid career.
I'm curious though because before we go, I know you guys were saying there's a lot of point guards. What other point guards, other than the one that Randall mentioned with Lillard, like what other point guards did you guys maybe have that didn't make it?
Tim Hardaway, Byron Scott.
Oh, he was a two though.
Byron Scott?
Byron
But
Scott.
he's
Byron Scott, too?
Yeah, he's
No,
a
he
two.
was a
guard.
two. He was.
So
a
take
two.
Byron Scott out of that. Byron Scott
he's
was
a-
not.
He was a 3-point killer.
Due to injuries, because they wouldn't be on this list. But Mark Price and KJ were two guys that would like.
Yo, but real
stat-wise,
quick,
were
Anthony.
crazy. You know,
Let
they're at least putting got
me
hurt.
tell you Glenn Robinson's numbers. Average 20.7 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, 82% from the foul line, 46% from the field goal, 34% from 3-point,
You can get them buckets, man.
and 1.2 steals.
That's still not
half a
bad
block
though.
a game. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, him and Antoine. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna say Antoine Jameson, you might as well say Glenn Robinson, man, because he put up some numbers.
Yeah, big
Right.
dog was my guy at Purdue, man. Holy.
Oh, at
smokes.
Purdue, he was nasty.
Oh my god.
He was nasty at Purdue, man. Yo,
Yo.
honestly, he's one of the best. At least from when I was a
College
kid,
players?
like watching college games, man.
No,
He's one of
up
the
there
best
for-
college players I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's up there. Absolutely, he's up there for sure. It's
Y'all can't
funny.
forget about you can't forget about him, man.
It's funny, man. I remember one time running into him. I ran into this little restaurant to go take a whiz Caravana weekend, and
I
running
saw him
out.
too that weekend.
There was nobody in this restaurant. There was 3 people, and there's this black guy sitting with his couple, and then the guy that was sitting there was Glenn Robinson. I mean, I washed my hands, but I shook his hand though because I was like, yo. I was like, yo, I had to tell him because I was like, yo, this was like my idol at Purdue. That
He
guy
also
was,
came multiple years because I saw him too. One Caravana.
yeah, he was super nasty, man. He was super nasty. But listen, I mean, I got to wrap this up. But fellas, man, this was a pleasure, man. This was a lot of fun. There's a lot of
Yeah, it
stuff.
was.
I wasn't sure how this was going to work out, you know, in terms of the pick selection and stuff, but I just figured it would be interesting.
No, it was fun.
Yeah, it was good, man. I liked it. You know, on all honesty, as we dog each other and stuff like that, but everybody put up some solid teams, though.
Yeah. No, 100%. Not sure about Julian's though, but everybody else,
Oh
yeah,
my
for sure. 100%, man. Nah, but like I said, Anthony, like I said, the George Gervin one was solid, but Julian's my favorite one. That Moses Malone pick to me.
Man.
Like that's the one where I'm like,
A
shit.
decade.
Yeah, he
Dominance.
he busted a lot of ass. A lot of ass, man.
That Griffin pick really surprised me. I didn't think anyone was going to catch him.
Yeah,
Not like someone scooped him up right before anyone could even like really like, oh shit, he's left on the board.
Yeah.
Yo, for real. Honestly, that last roll for the flex players, that was the hardest pick for me out of all the whole draft. You know what I mean? Like that you know, you think by then, you know, you're going towards the end, you're picking at straws, but you still want to put a decent player, right? But man, literally 3 picks in a row was all guys that was on my board.
Yo, I'm just surprised Julian didn't take DeMar DeRozan in his flex.
Seriously. I'm stunned.
Yo, wrap up DeRozan stats. He might impress,
Yo,
man. He might impress.
Anthony,
Yeah.
you know, as you know, I'm a Raptor fan,
Yeah.
and I'm a DeMar fan, right? Like, yeah, I know he has some inefficiencies, but I just loved how he developed his game year in and year out. He was like one of the hardest worker players, and I respected that. These guys dog me every time by me highlighting that. Like I'm saying it, you know, he may be the only all-star player that has ever played for Toronto who did not want to leave Toronto.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But anyhow, I just respected that. But these guys dog me all the time for being a
So
DeMar
hold
fan.
on. So hold on. The rest of y'all ain't Raptor fans?
They're not from
That's
Toronto.
Raptor
They're
fan.
not from Toronto. They hate on Toronto.
Oh, is that what?
Don't say that, man.
They are Anthony. Okay, outside of Randall, I'm not going to say Randall, but there's a lot of guys that are these guys from Montreal. They're bandwagon jumpers. When they lose, they're like, Papa, they didn't do this, they didn't do that.
I look at the Raptors. I look at the Raptors like my children. If they do something bad, I'm going to tell you, and I want them to do better. I'm not gonna call them and be like, it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Nah, if you do something bad, I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah,
Henley hasn't watched the game since like '99. I'm telling you, he hasn't watched it in 20 years. So don't listen to him. Call him box score Headley.
The analogy is when they do bad, you got to bring the belt out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got to
exactly.
bring the skinny one. You got to bring the switch out. You know what I mean? You got to bring the switch out. When they lost, when they got swept by the Wizards.
No, put it this way. If it was up to Julian, DeMar DeRozan would still be a Raptor. We would have never got Kawhi. You would never have the balls to make a trade like that. Not Julian. You know what I mean? We've been asking about that for years to get the guy out of here. To improve the team.
So let me ask
Henry, you still want Lowry out of here?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, if you saw that guy's contract, he ain't going nowhere.
I'm saying that you can't. I think we talked about this in our chat before. You can't continue with Fred VanVleet and Lowry as your small backcourt going forward. So it's either when Lowry's on an expiring contract, unless he's going to take.
You can have if you can.
Why not? Yeah.
If you get Giannis next year and Larry back on a low.
Well, that's no
Super low though.
Yo, see that
yeah.
you didn't let me finish. Unless Lowry decides to come back on a huge discount, a home team discount for next year. But if he's trying to keep on getting at value money for what he's at 30 plus,
No, but there will be no
can't
money.
do that.
No, but there's no budget for him. I'm just saying, like,
There's no budget for him.
If we get Giannis,
Hey.
I'm saying, like, worst case scenario.
Hold
There's no
on,
money for Lowry, and we don't need Lowry.
Hold on. Let me wrap this up and wrap up the recording. We can continue talking, but let me just wrap up the recording.
Yeah, sure.
But fellas, once again, thank you for doing this. This was awesome. I got my South Sharaf shirt, even though it was backwards.
Yeah.
But thank you for the love, guys. This was a pleasure.